working.
Thanks, man.
I'll get
You got
mine.
yours? Oh.
Yeah. Ooh. It's extended it a little bit.
Oh.
Alright. There we go.
Don't tap the damn microphone, dude.
Come on, man. I'm just making sure it works.
That's
there we go.
okay.
You put it there last time.
Yeah, but I put it there. It wasn't going to fall when I put it there.
Why is it going to fall when I put it there?
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second episode of season 3 or season 2024 or
season 3 of
episode 2 of season 3 of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just labeling it like by year. So like everything we make in 2024 is season 3. You know?
But
because season 1 was 2022. Season 2 was
mid
2023. No, it wasn't. Oh, I suppose that one episode. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of season 3.
Fuck.
Yeah,
that's Tyler. I'm Jimmy, and welcome back. So today we're talking about the 4th special because that's what Disney calls it.
Well, I was originally keen to like just do all of the specials, the 3 specials and the Christmas special, all in one episode. Yeah. But then I was like, that's going to be quite long. But then also the Christmas special, despite the fact that Disney is calling it Special 4, it feels like it's its own thing.
It feels a lot more separated.
We've done the whole episode last week about the 14th Doctor, and now we've got an episode about the 15th Doctor's first episode. Yeah. So I'm keen as hell to talk about this because I really love this episode.
Well, that must be nice. I did not like it.
Yeah,
It was something.
We finally have a differing opinion about something.
Finally.
And it has to be an excellent episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Why? Why can't we have a differing opinion about something that doesn't matter?
Like what?
I don't know, like fucking pizza. I don't know.
That's it.
Pizza.
I'm surprised we haven't made that reference yet.
Every time I get pizza now, like the other night, Amy was like, I feel like pizza. And I'm like, you feel like pizza.
I mean, I ordered pizza the other night. I should have been like, can I get a margarita pizza, please?
Pizza.
I'm driving off.
Mickey, my guy.
Bring Mickey back.
No, Noel Clarke got in some trouble.
Yeah, was it confirmed what he did? I thought it was just...
I don't know.
Yeah, he was...
Either way, I'm not a fan of the allegations regardless.
No, it's not good, but...
What a start to the episode. We're obviously talking about the Church on Ruby Road. Ncuti Gatwa's first full outing as the 15th Doctor, aired on Christmas just gone.
Yeah.
Fucking... I loved it. I loved the episode.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm interested to hear specific things you didn't like, because there are things I didn't love, but on the whole, I really enjoyed it.
I do have some, there are some positives.
Start with some negatives.
No, I'll start with some positives first. First one, it's great to have a Christmas special again.
Oh,
that's fucking nice.
Like I said last episode, first one since Twice Upon a Time, which was 2017. It was 6 years ago.
Yeah, I guess. Almost 7. This is 20...
Is your stomach okay?
It's hungry.
It sounds like when the toilet runs out of water and it makes that. It's like drawing, it's run out of water. You know, that's what your stomach just sounded like.
It needs to feast, like the Goblin King.
You are the fucking Goblin King. Though. They pulled back the curtains and I was like, shit, James is in this?
It's just my face. I'm just like...
Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh, good to have a Christmas special. Yeah, well, Whittaker never had a Christmas special.
She did, and she had New Year's specials,
which they don't hit the same.
Who gives a shit about New Year's?
Because also, Christmas, you've got time to watch it on, Boxing Day or, the dead days at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Whereas, New Year's Day, you're either hungover or tired, and then, that's the start of the year. You just want to get going, you know? Yeah. I don't want to sit and watch fucking Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch Chris Chibnall-era Doctor Who. Yeah. David Tennant. Doctor Who, End of Time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to watch that.
You're not starting your year off strong with Resolution of the Daleks or whatever it's called. It's going to be a bad year.
Actually, the first special was Resolution, then it was Revolution of the Daleks.
Oh, sorry.
They're
both Dalek stories.
Sorry, they can only name it with words that sound like Resolution. Yeah. Because it's a New Year's special, dude.
Oh.
And then also, both Dalek stories. And then didn't she have one, another Dalek one as well? I can't remember.
With Captain Jack?
No, that was Revolution of the Daleks.
Yeah, it was the one where they're, stuck in that time loop.
I don't
it was the first episode. Who gives a shit?
I don't care.
Yeah.
And then, Interestingly, someone pointed out, I was watching a video about the Cybermen, and Cybermen have been in like every series finale for like the past like 8 years or something. They were in the Series 8 finale.
Yeah.
They were in the Series 9 finale. The Series 10 finale.
Not in Series 9.
What was the Series 9 finale?
That was the one where they're leaving Gallifrey.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Gallifrey
Okay, they were in
one.
the 8 finale, the 10 finale,
yeah.
Did they appear in the 11 finale?
No, there were no classic villains in that one.
They were in the 12 finale.
Yeah.
They were in the 13 finale.
Yeah.
And Whittaker's final special. They were in Smith's final episode of season 5.
True.
They were like the Cybermen have been in a lot of series finales.
They like the Cybermen.
They were in the series 2 finale.
Yep.
They were
that was season 5. They were.
They were at the end of series 5
Yep.
for the Pandorica episode. They were in Tennant. They were in the Next Doctor with David Tennant. That fucking piece of trash special.
Oh, I like that. I like it.
I hate it.
It's got a good charm to it.
It doesn't though. The fucking Transformer Cybermen. Anyway,
No, it's great. The next
let's talk
Doctor's
about
great.
this Christmas special.
Yeah.
Church on Ruby Road. So
it's-
we'll save the comments on the Doctor and Ruby for later.
okay.
But
All
like the episode itself,
it's
what didn't you like about it?
It didn't have a plot. It straight up just didn't have a plot.
I mean, I can't argue with that, but I don't agree with it.
Like, okay.
Like I don't.
No, it's because the goblins are there, but they're just stealing babies. But there's just nothing. There's no stakes to the episode, really.
Yeah, I get the no stakes argument. I disagree with the no plot, but I agree with the no stakes.
There's not much. Like, there's not a lot.
I got more of it on the second. I've watched it twice.
Yeah.
I watched it on Boxing Day evening. It was quite interrupted because of storms and things.
Yeah.
But then I also watched it the night of the 27th, which was just like a clean watch through.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it way more the second time. I loved it the first time still,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more the second time.
Yeah.
Probably because there wasn't like a torrential storm going on. That like
Yeah,
literally,
something else more
it like
about,
literally
yeah.
killed 5 people. Like that's how bad that storm was.
Yeah, it was
and like I
no
was
good.
worried about that.
Yeah.
And I was home alone too. It was stressful. Like fucking Kevin McAllister up in here.
Yeah.
She Kevin on my McAllister until I'm home alone. But
Come on, man.
holy crap, Lois. But like I enjoyed it more the second time through,
Yeah.
and I got more of the story beats the second time through.
Okay.
Like,
Maybe I
I-
need to watch it again.
I think you should watch it again.
Yeah.
Because like I certainly liked it more the second time.
Yeah.
Because also like I knew what to expect. It was like familiarity as well. I knew what to expect, which was good in a sense. But then also, it just allowed me to focus more on the performances, and it allowed me to focus more on like little things, you know,
Yeah.
like which made it really enjoyable for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think the pacing for me was just sort of all over the place and just like, I don't know. Yeah, there was not much of a plot. Not much actually really happens. And I felt like there were a lot of moments for me that just dragged unnecessarily. I liked...
And spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way, for the
Spoilers,
Christmas
boys.
special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a month old now, but I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The RTD does this really well, setting up like the family and setting up like domestic
Yes.
scenes really well. And I appreciated that he did this again. I liked the family. I liked the mother Carla
And
the
Cherry, the grandma.
Cherry.
Cherry Sunday.
Cherry Sunday. I like that. That's
I like
funny.
that a lot. Yeah.
They were good characters. It's just like it just dragged for so long. Like when they were just talking about adopting the new kid, and then adoption lady came in. I was fine with that. It just went for so long. I was like, all right, something's got to happen here. But they just kept talking. It just kept
No, I do
going.
agree when the woman from the agency comes in, and like she was in the scene with them in the kitchen, and I was like,
Yeah.
great. And then they went into the bedroom with her, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then that scene dragged on a bit. Another scene that dragged on for me again was after the doctor left and Ruby disappeared, and he was talking. He was trying to figure out like, where's Ruby gone?
Yeah, that was one of the
scene
other
went for
things.
fucking ages.
It just surprised me that it just took so long for him to figure out
Whereas
what
I
had
figured
happened.
it out right away.
I figured out as soon as she wasn't there, I'm like, oh, the goblins went.
They
and
went
got
back
her.
in time.
Yeah,
Yep, great.
easy.
Like-
Like it's him going like
Yeah.
in and out of the house. He's talking to Cherry, he's talking to Carla, and he's like, "What's happening? How do you not know who Ruby is? You adopted these children? Don't you remember?" And it's like, yeah, we get it.
We get it. And like when he walks in, the first thing I noticed both times was the fridge in the background.
Yeah,
And like I saw all the photos were gone, and I went, oh, this is like a Back to the Future, like a different reality kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like there are a lot of obvious clues, like very, very obvious.
Yeah.
And yeah, that scene, that's the one I will certainly agree with. That scene felt very nothing and it dragged out.
It was just weird. The only part I liked about that scene is just when he was getting upset about everything.
Yes, yeah. And well, like when Carla was like, no, I'm just doing it for the money. And like he started crying, and that little exchange when he's like, then why are you crying? And she's like, I don't know. Why are you?
Yeah.
And he's like, and he just like looks away, and then he realizes what's happening. And like that was very powerful.
Yeah, I definitely felt like the emotional beats.
Yeah, like I said in the 60th podcast, I'm really enjoying this like emotional vulnerability of the Doctor. Like it was a very, very touching moment. And I do get the pacing around it was really weird, but yeah, I really liked it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, are there any other major negatives that stood out to you?
Let me look.
To read your own opinions off a page.
Yeah, man. Dude? I'm just making sure I don't.
Want to look at my notes that I wrote?
That was really funny, dude.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
I gave James the finger for the audio listeners.
I guess the goblins, just with the way they kind of work, in a sense that like they're just sort of fantasy monsters more than them being science fiction aliens. Yeah. I'm not opposed to having like fantasy elements in Doctor Who. We've had like witches before, like with in the Shakespeare Code with the Carrier Knights. But it still felt like they were believable aliens that would exist in this universe. There wasn't like a line from Shooty being like, oh yeah, these goblins are from the Goblin planet, or they're from this part of the Goblin universe or something. Like you know what I mean? It just feels like they're there, and it doesn't like they're just goblins.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you had like the witches from the Shakespeare Code, like obviously like they act and look like witches, but like their science revolves around, you know, words and stuff. It was just explained a bit more that like they are aliens. They're from this planet, from this place, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think I didn't really love the goblins that much.
I get that from one perspective. Like for me, like sci-fi and fantasy have always been very, very closely linked, and like. Like, even in the behind the scenes for this episode, Russell was like, you know, like, he's like, we've always steered clear of goblins and ogres, you know, like, fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, but, like, you know, the toy maker introduced this sort of more fantastical element. And he's like, so we're just rolling with it from there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, okay. Like, I can get on board with that. I didn't question it, to be honest. I was like, yep, goblins, cool.
Great. They're just there.
They're there, yeah. And I was like, you know what? That's fine with me.
Yeah. I think I just felt like I wish they were a bit more imposing, kind of, on the story, and that was just
pretty
a bit
scary.
more. You reckon? The Mind Goblin was pretty.
The Mind Goblin?
Yeah. Don't you know about the Mind Goblin?
What's the Mind Goblin, dude?
Mind Goblin, these nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help me, Peter. I've got the Mind Goblin. It's such a good video.
Yeah, that is a good video.
But yeah, I get what you mean from the perspective of the goblins, but like I really liked that they were just like these tiny little fuckers who like they weren't actually threatening. And I think that's kind of nice for a change. Like when Ruby first encounters them and it's like, you know, she's like, did you just hiss at me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fun. Like she's not even like really phased. Like she's a bit phased when they get up to the ship, obviously, but like seeing them there, she's a bit like, what the fuck's going on?
It was a very like tame reaction to like some like to aliens. I don't even know.
Goblins.
To goblins, yeah. I don't know. She didn't seem too like, what the fuck?
She didn't seem to mind the goblin.
She doesn't mind the mind goblins.
Mind the goblin. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. I wish her reaction was a bit, but then again, like the only reaction I thought was sufficient in my entire life was Rose in the end of the world.
Yeah,
that's the only time I've thought it was sufficient.
Yeah,
every other time I'm like, yeah, they just don't fucking care. There's nothing behind those eyes. but Ruby was like on like a singular focus. Like she was just worried about the baby, like about Lulu Bell. Great name.
Great name or bad name? Who says that's a bad name? Oh, that Ruby and
Carla say it's a bad name, but then the doctor's like, Lulu Bell, great name. Like, I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that the first time because it was fucking thunderstorming outside, and I had my TV on full volume and still couldn't hear it.
No subtitles?
No, I'm not a little coward. I can listen.
Okay. Thanks, man.
I got a hearing test recently. She said my hearing's great, but I'm going to lose it when I'm 50.
I mean, you've already lost it.
What?
in general.
Losing it, dude.
Summer. I'm not. No.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think story beat wise, I do agree with some of the pacing issues.
Yeah.
I think that it was weirdly paced at times. But then again, I leveled the same at all 3 episodes of from the 60th as well. Star Beast had some pacing issues, Wild Blue Yonder had some pacing issues, and Giggle needed to be 2 parts, so therefore also had some pacing issues.
I think those just had a bit more of a flow to them.
They
I think they
flowed
flowed pretty well, and there was a story that kind of flowed well, and it just
and like for me, like I think it took as long for the Doctor to realize where Ruby had gone, as it did for him to go back and fix it. You know what I mean?
It really did.
Like the same amount of time on either side. Of that.
He solved it pretty quick.
Yeah,
yeah.
And like watching the behind the scenes of him doing the stunt of jumping off with the ladder, it's really cool.
What does he do?
He jumped off. He jumped off on the ladder. He was wired up and stuff though.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I mean, he didn't jump off the full size building. They built a replica of the top of the building.
Oh, why didn't they? Why didn't they do
that? They just fucking throw him off the top of the church.
Yeah, like come on, man.
Hey, welcome to Doctor Who, bitch. Like you're jumping off a church today.
this is what Eccleston fought for, but
story wise, I really enjoyed Carla and Cherry.
I did.
The family was very low, and like the spotlight that this episode shone on foster carers and their work inside the system. I'm like, yes, amazing. Like, and the Doctor's awe at like, you must have the biggest family in the world. Like it was all very touching.
Which is funny because Sarah Jane says that to him in Journey's End. So it's kind of a weird parallel. I don't know if it was intentional, but...
Whoa, you're so right. I didn't even pick that up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have just watched Journey's
I did
End.
just watch it, but like I still heard it like straight
Sarah
away.
Jane.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been like 12 years since her and Nicholas Courtney died.
Really?
They both died in the same year. How fucked is that?
That's messed up.
Yeah.
I don't love that. No, I did as much as I didn't really like the pacing of the scenes, I think I still enjoyed the family stuff. Like RTD always does that quite well. Yeah. And just it was sad when you realize she had only adopted 5 children after Ruby Sunday was like when the time goblins went back and did their thing.
Time goblin. Time to goblin these.
That was funny, dude.
Thanks, man.
What are your thoughts? Should we just talk about the Doctor and Ruby, or is there anything else you want to talk about for the episode?
I think story-wise, I enjoyed the low stakes. Like we were saying off mic before about the episode. Like I wasn't viewing this as Rose or as partners in crime, or like I was viewing this as very much like what's Tennant's Christmas Invasion. I was viewing this very much as like a lead-in to something else. Like, and while it is still, it's forever now going to be Shudi's first episode and Millie Gibson's first episode is Ruby Sunday. Like, I I'm not viewing it as a first episode. Like, I'm still going to wait to reserve my judgment about these characters until Series 1 or Series 14 comes out. Yeah,
that's fair enough. I think for me, I was sort of comparing it a lot. Ones are like all the other Christmas specials and First Doctor stories, but to Rose as well, because they have sort of marketed this episode as like the first episode of the new season, or the one that's kicking off the new era, whatever they're calling it now.
New Who.
Are they calling it New Who?
I think fans are, but I don't think.
So I was having a conversation with this at work before that episode come out. Like, are they going to call it New Who now? Like, what are they going to call it? It's weird.
Yeah,
and I think they are. So
Doctor Who. Because Classic Who, New Who, and then Doctor Who.
Just Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just compared it a lot to Rose just because it is the first episode of a new, like, not a new series, but a new era of Doctor Who. So I was just like, it just didn't have the same impact. Ruby was fine, but I don't think had the same kind of character development as Rose and anything.
But then also, I'm not comparing it to Rose purely because nothing has ever lived up to that episode.
It's hard to beat that.
It is like we said in our Doctor Who Series 1 podcast, which you can listen to on our channel or on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
You sure can.
Rose is like the perfect opening episode.
Yeah.
And no other first episode with a companion, be it Partners in Crime with Martha, be it Runaway Bride, technically, with Donna, or if you want to go to, what's the first?
Partners in Crime was with Donna.
Oh, what's the first? Smith and Jones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
whether you want to go Partners in Crime or Runner O'Brien, like none of those hit the same for me. 11th Hour didn't hit the same for Amy and Rory. Asylum of the Daleks didn't hit the same for Clara.
Yeah.
The only one that I would wager is like also a perfect opener is the pilot, which is the series 10 opener.
Yeah, that one's solid.
The pilot and Rose are perfect for different reasons, but perfect. And this to me felt like another addition to that. Not something that's as good as Rose, but something that does the same job, I think, still quite effectively.
I think it's more similar to me with Smith and Jones than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've just like focused too much on comparing it with other things more so than just like taking it as its own standalone episode. Like I've compared a lot to Christmas specials. I was like, none of the same stakes, or there's not this build up like you technically like that you have sometimes for First Doctor stories. Like David Tennant doesn't show up until the end of Christmas Invasion, and 11th Hour you have that moment when he's with that big eye thing. And he has
the
this
Atraxi,
I am the Doctor moment. I've seen like Twitter like times they're like, oh, when he talks to the police officer, he's like, that shit he got was I am the Doctor moment.
I was like that.
Well, I didn't, because I was like, I don't think so. I don't think that's his defining moment yet. I think he will have one probably in the next episode.
I think if anything for me, I think people have got that completely backwards. I think for me, the moment in the episode that sold him for me was was either him singing, or like him singing to the Goblin King, or him jumping off like pulling down the ladder, realizing and then jumping off the church. Like that to me is him introducing himself as the Doctor, and people are like, actually Matt Smith did better, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, it doesn't matter. Like it took me a while to get around to like liking Matt Smith. It took me a while to get around to liking Capaldi. Took me still going to like Whittaker, but you know, like, but it's like, like people are judging this special really harshly, and I'm like, this is all and to be honest, if this is all we've seen of Ncuti, and I already love him more than I do the 10th Doctor, like, and the 10th Doctor being, you know, one of the most popular modern Doctors, if not the most popular Doctor of all time, like, Ncuti Gatwa to me is the Doctor, like, hands down. It doesn't need to have some Moffat jerking himself off in the writer's room being like, oh yeah, I'm going to show all the past Doctors' faces. Matt Smith's going to walk through it. Ooh.
Oh, but that's cool though.
Moffat believes his own hype, and that's his big problem.
But that's a very cool episode.
It's fine.
There's a reason why...
It's a good opener. I will pay that. It's a good opener.
Yeah. There's a reason why lots of people... Like, it's one of people's favorite episodes, 11th Hour.
It's a good episode, but like, for people to immediately be like, yes, because Ncuti Gatwa did not do the exact same thing that a different showrunner and a different Doctor did 12, 13 years ago, it's not as good. Like, I mean, I think that's the big problem with Doctor Who, or with fandom in general, is that people are so quick to be like, it's not like the old thing, so therefore I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a piss poor attitude to have, because like this special, if you remove the, like, you know, the 60 years of history before it, and you look at it from the perspective of, okay, this is a special, much like how Rose was back in the day. This is a special that's going to bring new fans into the series. It's going to reintroduce the Doctor, reintroduce the idea of the companion, reintroduce the idea of the TARDIS and time travel. And I think, like, if you look at it from that lens, it ticks every single box perfectly. It sets up the companion and her family really nicely. It sets up the mystery of the Doctor really nicely. And, like, how Ruby is like, oh my god, like, what does he mean? He went back, like, and her realizing, and then running down to him. That final moment of her, like, and Mrs. Flood being like, good luck, Ruby, and her stepping into the TARDIS, and her being like, who are you? And he goes, I'm the Doctor. And I was like, fuck yeah, you are,
hard.
dude. That to me was the moment. You know? Like, it's so fucking good.
That's fair enough. I think I just want to say I've always been like this with Doctors. I've never loved them in their first story, and sometimes it's taken me like a season or so to get used to it. But I've loved Ncuti a lot, and probably a lot more than I did when Capaldi first came in, or when Matt Smith first came in, even David Tennant to an extent. Like, I've loved him a lot. I think I'm probably just going to need one more episode to be like,
so fair though.
all right.
He has the same energy to me as when I saw Eccleston for the first time, and I was like immediately on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to me, it's not the same mysterious energy, but it's
not the same, no.
But it's such a different kind of energy that we see him to previous Doctors. He's such like a positive, optimistic Doctor, serious when he needs to be, but it's such a breath, like a fresh breath of air for this Doctor. It's a Doctor that's not like uninhibited by the Time War and anything previous that's happened. It might do. Maybe.
I mean, like, there was that moment when he's like looking down at Lulu Bell and he's listening to Ruby and Carla talking, and he goes like, I'm adopted. And I was just like, ooh. I was like, that's a bit sad. Like, and like, but then he's sort of like, anyway, and just like brushes it off and keeps going. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, cool.
All right. I like that angle that they're sort of taking from the Timeless Child, and I hope they explore that more, because I thought that's what they were going to explore with the 14th Doctor a bit more. But
I agree. And I feel like, especially because this special and then heading into this era, and like with the way that 14's story wrapped up, it feels very family focused. So the idea then of him, and you know, the mystery of who's Ruby's mother or who are her parents, then like the Doctor finding out that that they're adopted because of the Timeless Child thing, the whole foster family situation for Ruby, like all of that to me is like, we're going to get a lot of like family drama in the coming season, and I can't wait for that. I love that shit, and RTD shines when it's like human centric, like focused on family. Like he shines in that.
He does well. Like you know, he did so well with the Tyler family and the Noble family, to the Jones family to a lesser extent.
They weren't as heavily featured though as like Jackie and Mickey. And then, you know, Rose's dad got a whole episode dedicated to him. And obviously the Noble family, like Wilf became like a companion. And then the return of them obviously in the new specials. But I'm definitely keen.
I think I'm more interested than anything to see how this all plays out. And it, from what the 30-second trailer that we got for the new season, looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. I
suppose,
like, it looks fun.
Yeah, it does.
Shooty calls someone a cad, and I'm like, I'm so in.
Is it a cad or a gad?
He says cad. That's an insult. You cad.
I've never heard that before.
It's an old English, like Victorian England, like insult.
Oh, is that why he said it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because he's talking to Jonathan Groff, I would imagine, because he's just about to pull a gun on him. Or has just, you know, whatever the context is there. Yeah, he says, you cad.
You cad. And we got to see the Beatles.
Yeah, the fucking Beatles, dude.
Who knows what's going to happen there.
So I wanna put this out there. We were talking about like theories and stuff about Ruby's mother. And the situation. I'm expecting it to be like a Meet the Robinsons or like a Prisoner of Azkaban sort of situation where maybe at some point, you know, Ruby and the Doctor go back in time. Ruby meets her birth mother or something like that. And like she meets herself as a baby on the day that she was born. And it's sort of like in Harry Potter 3 when like Harry goes back in time with, you've seen it, right? Yeah, good. When he goes back in time with Hermione and he's watching himself and Sirius get attacked by Dementors. And he's like, it's okay, someone's going to save us because someone saved us before. My dad's going to come, he's going to save us. And then he realizes like, oh shit, no, that's me. I have to do that. And so he saves himself, and it becomes like this paradox. I think, I don't think it's wild to say, it's definitely Ruby under that cloak.
You reckon?
Dropping herself off as a baby at the church. And I think it's going to be a case of like, you know, they go back in time, meet her as a baby, and then they're like, wait, I have to be at the church in 5 minutes so that I can be adopted. Like, and then she takes herself there or something.
Would that bring back the Time Reapers though?
I don't know.
Imagine if you brought back that random villain from season 1.
So cool.
That'd be pretty awesome. But the church as well. Okay.
Yeah. Fucking a car drives around the corner and disappears.
Like, no.
I want to, I saw someone post, they were like, it's Clara. Clara and me had a baby and they can't keep it. So Clara, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And they were like, look at the boots. And it's like, the boots actually look like what Jodie Whittaker was wearing. And the cloak is what she was wearing in her reveal trailer. If anything, it's Jodie Whittaker. But like, they were like, look at the boots. They look like what Clara wears. And they showed a picture of Clara in like platform heels. And I'm like, those are not even
the same.
those are like combat boots that person's wearing. Clara's in like red heels. What do you... people are on crack, man.
Some of the theories they come up with, like, I don't think Mrs. Flood is going to be River Song.
Mrs. Flood is definitely not going to be River Song.
Yeah.
And if she was going to be, why would they name her Flood?
Yeah.
Like, right out of the gate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why would they do that if it needed to be a mystery?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they fucking named her Melody Pond.
True.
And carried that about for a whole season before they then went, hey, Melody Pond, River Song.
Did you get it?
That reveal was still pretty fucking tight, though. That
Yeah.
blew my mind when I watched it the first time.
It's pretty tight.
Series 6 is underrated, but it's still shit, though.
You're a season 6 apologist.
I am. Season 6 is fun.
Yeah.
Great ideas, poor execution. And that's the hill I will die on.
God Complex is a top tier Doctor Who episode.
God Complex is top tier.
I'll stand by that. And the first 2 episodes of that season are tight.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Impossible Astronaut.
Yeah.
And I want to say Death in Heaven.
Yeah.
Some Day of the Moon.
Yes. Those are good.
I do like those.
Yeah.
I saw those in the cinemas.
Ooh, look at you go.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah.
So on the topic of Mrs. Flood,
Yeah.
do you have any do you think that whether you want to theorize who it is or not, do you think she's going to be a new character who becomes important, or do you think she is a returning face? If you've given this any thought at all. I've watched it twice now, so I have thoughts. I don't know.
I don't think it will be a returning face. Some people think it might be the Master, but I'm like,
oh hell no,
it's not. Or the Rani. The only person who I think it could be is the Rani, but
I saw someone posit that like maybe it's like the family answer makes me want to say it's Ruby's mother or grandmother or something, like her paternal one,
or an old version of Ruby,
or an older version of Ruby.
Yeah,
I don't hate that as an idea.
Yeah.
But then also, for me, the worst bit about the theorizing right now is she broke the fourth wall and spoke to the audience.
Yeah. So I have thoughts about that.
I don't know. I don't know about that. First of all, like, also because obviously we watched it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So the episode ends and he goes, "I'm the Doctor," and then it like cuts to like new
cuts
home
with the
Disney
text.
Plus, blah, blah blah, and then it cuts back to him leaving.
It was so
and I was
weird.
like, "What the fuck just happened there?"
Yeah. I hated that scene. Is that when the Mrs. Flood scene happens?
Yeah. And then the TARDIS is disappearing, and the guy runs up and is like, "Mrs. Flood, look!"
Oh, that dialogue was so like.
Yeah.
That was
weird.
Yeah,
it
sounded.
And the whole like, it was so tacked on, and I get like look, you either commit to "I'm the Doctor" and do the credits, and then like maybe like stop the credits and then show the scene, but like for them to say "I'm the Doctor" and then cut to like the new home Disney Plus May 2024 and then cut back into exactly where we left off, I'm like,
it was really weird.
It was jarring as hell.
Really
like we
jarring.
know it's on Disney Plus. That's where we're watching it. We don't need the ad in the middle of the episode.
Yeah, because this didn't happen on the BBC airing.
No, it didn't. I'd be interested to see actually, like pop-up iPlayer,
how it like
after this
cuts together.
How it cuts, I'd be interested to see actually.
Yeah. I didn't love it. I didn't love the fourth wall break.
The fourth wall break was weird, but also matches what we got in Christmas 1965 or 1964.
Oh yeah, that's right. Harnell's like "Merry Christmas."
Yeah, in the middle of the Daleks' master plan, he just like spoke to the audience and said, "Merry Christmas, everyone!" Like, Jesus, all right, dude.
I
mean, we did also get fourth wall breaking at the beginning of the Star Beast, if you want to look at it that way, with the Doctor and Donna talking to camera.
That's different though, because they were like having these different backgrounds, like Tennant's like standing in space.
Donna was just in her house.
Donna was in the house.
But it was also exposition.
It was exposition. Yeah. It didn't feel like they were directly talking to us. And this has happened before when Capaldi's talking about the bootstrap paradox.
Yeah, I like that.
But I like that. It's so like in character for him. It's a charming, charismatic like monologue of sorts. It's so good. But this one, it just felt tacked on. It just felt
never
cheesy.
Seen a TARDIS.
Well, it's like, never seen a TARDIS before or something. I think it would have been more effective if she just like saw the TARDIS go off and she said something along the lines of like, "Oh, look at that TARDIS go away," or something. Some like throwaway line like that, looks at the camera and does like a quick wink or something.
Yeah.
That would have been so much more effective. It's not fourth wall breaking, but it's alluding to the fact that this character is probably gonna be important.
Well, to me, I think that I don't know if I'm reading too much into the fourth wall break as like the only characters who have done that are the Doctor
Yeah.
like Time Lords, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
big important characters. So like that leads me to believe that she might also be a big important character. Since
That'd be cool, yeah.
as far as I know, the Doctor is the only person who's ever broken the fourth wall.
Yeah.
With like Hartnell and Capaldi.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So like it leads me to believe maybe it's the Doctor's mother. Maybe it's Tecteun.
Yeah.
Like
I hope not.
I don't
doesn't
know.
she dies, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, she was in Flux. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fucking blocked half of that out of my head.
So fair. I think,
like I'm intrigued to know who she is.
I think it needs to have a payoff. I mean, of course it will.
I mean,
but
yeah,
like,
it will. Davies is nothing if not able to pay his stuff off. If it was
Yeah.
Moffat, I would not even be theorizing.
No.
Because I know it won't get paid off.
you just know it's just like a throwaway character. It's
Yeah.
just random line because Disney wanted you to say it or something.
That's how Moffat writes also.
Yeah.
All promise, no payoff. But yeah.
Yeah.
Watch Sherlock, you'll understand.
Yeah. I'll go watch that.
Have you not seen Sherlock?
No.
Oh, I was just joking.
Oh.
Don't watch Sherlock.
Okay.
It's not good.
You told me to watch it to see how bad it is.
Yeah. The first season's actually pretty fun.
Okay.
And then the second season's just good.
Yeah.
And then the third season's like, all right. And then the fourth season is like, everyone is... it's like Game of Thrones season 8. Everyone
Yeah.
is like collectively like, that was uttered garbage.
Yeah.
Because Moffat kept making promises every episode
Yeah.
about something clever's about to happen.
And then nothing happens.
And then nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
And if something clever does happen, it happens off screen.
Oh.
And Sherlock
that's
walks in and he's like, I've solved the whole thing off screen using clues that the audience were not aware of and only I had access to.
Yeah. It's not good.
That's
at all.
how he
It's not
wrote Doctor Who as well.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah.
to a lesser extent, though.
Lesser extent, but still.
There were some good payoffs, I guess. Every now and then.
Every now and then, yeah.
Yeah.
The River Song stuff was good.
Yeah.
In terms of the reveal of her being Melody Pond, but the way he handled River Song was garbage.
Yes.
I didn't like how he characterized her. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's a whole other video.
We got one more thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Saved it till last.
Yeah, he's the Goblin King. He's the Goblin King. He's not a myth, he's an actual thing.
He's the Goblin King.
He's the Goblin King.
He's
the king. He's the King Goblin.
Fucking hell.
Great lyrics.
Yeah, top tier stuff.
Actually, no, but for real, the Goblin song has been stuck in my head
Yeah.
since the day they previewed it,
Yeah.
like before Christmas.
Yeah.
Goblin song's been stuck in my head for a fucking while.
Janice Goblin. Dude.
Janice Goblin, dude. She was good. I love that the woman who recorded it, who did the vocals,
She had no
didn't
idea.
know
Yeah.
that it was for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
In an interview, she was like reading the lyrics, and she's like, "What the fuck could this be for?"
Yeah.
I think that's so funny.
I wonder why they have to keep it like so secretive.
Well, so the way I think about it is like, imagine if like somehow it got out that this woman had recorded a song for Doctor Who.
yeah.
Like people would be like, musical episode, bad idea. Like people would immediately jump on it as a rumor and as a bad thing, because like Doctor Who fans can't chill the fuck out.
There's already a rumor that there's going to be a musical episode.
Well, you bring someone in
Yeah.
like Jinx Monsoon wearing fucking piano attire, piano nails, then
Yeah.
you show the Beatles in the trailer. Like, I feel like there's going to be something.
There will be something.
And I think the Goblin song and then obviously Shooty and Millie singing as well. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of prepping.
Yeah.
Musical episodes can be good if they're done well.
Yeah, I think I'm less hesitant. Well, actually, I don't know. I think it could be fine.
The
song
musical
was
episode
fine.
of Buffy is a masterpiece.
Okay.
The musical episode of The Flash is really fun. Like,
Yeah.
they can be good if they're handled well. And like,
Yeah.
I trust Russell T Davies and Murray Gold.
I think I just remain cautiously optimistic
Yeah.
about it. I think it would be fine. And the Goblin song is
It's fun. I really like the Goblin song.
it's fun. I think I would have preferred if it was a little less poppy and more like a fantasy shanty or something. It would have matched the fantasy goblin vibe that they were kind of going for.
Yeah.
That's I wasn't expecting it to sound how it did. I still like it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I think I need to ruminate on it a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't hate the idea of it being in a Doctor Who episode. I think it's really fun, and it gave like the episode a lot of charm, and especially when Shooty and Millie start singing, it gives them a lot
was
of
fun, yeah.
character and energy. And I thought that was really good. It's not a bad inclusion. I just don't know if I love the song. It's some of the lines are a bit simple.
it's yeah, but then also like in my head, they're like singing it for the first time in that moment. You know what I mean?
Oh, not them singing, like just the
No, no,
the
no,
Goblin
but
song.
no, but I mean, like, but in my head, like, it's not something that they've like necessarily like the goblins have necessarily
okay,
rehearsed, you know,
Yeah.
like, and it's the same as like when the doctor starts singing and he throws it to Ruby and like she can't think of rhymes, so she's just like sort of like diddly dee you like,
Yeah.
and I think that's really fun as well because it showed my biggest thing with musicals is like you need to set a precedent of like do all the people know that this is a musical? Do all the people in the musical know that they're all singing a song?
Yeah.
Why does everyone know the choreography? Why does everyone know the words?
Yeah.
You've just burst into song suddenly.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you could tell they've obviously just burst into song, and like Ruby Sunday is like, like has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that element, if nothing else.
I liked it as a means of them to escape. I think
Yeah.
I was saying to you earlier, I think I wish there was just one line with Shooty. He was like, we need to sing because this is distracting the Goblin King. This is what he feeds off. I think just as a more of a natural lead into them singing. But I think it was really cool. And I saw a comment of like, yeah, them just rhyming on the spot adds to the coincidence and luck thing that the goblins kind of go off. And that's why they were successful. And I was like, yeah, okay, I buy that.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. But like, it didn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
I thought it was like weirdly paced that like, yeah, the goblins were just taken out of the story after like half an hour.
Yeah.
But then like came back. I don't know. Like, and that moment when Shooty goes back and like, yeah, is pulling down the ladder and jumps off the roof. Like, that's really cool. I really like that moment.
His invention of the power glove was cool, and it still shows off the scientific side of the Doctor.
Yeah, and him, like, when they first use it, and he's like, look, and he, like, hangs off the ladder in the sky, and, like, the camera's panning around, and the music swells
It's
up.
like the 15th Doctor theme.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God, and Ruby's theme right at the end when she's walking towards the TARDIS, and, like, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I just like the goblin ship. Everything around that was my favorite scenes of the show. It was like really good dialogue between Ruby and the Doctor, them getting to know each other. But the chemistry was just really good for me. And then like the dialogue when they're tied to the to
when
the
he's like,
thing.
I spent a hot summer with Harry Houdini.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, and then later in the episode, she's like, wait, when was Houdini? Like,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Like,
Yeah,
the callback
it was a nice callback. Well, it's just him talking about like how the goblins worked, like they're time riders, they do all this. I was like, okay, I like
buy
this.
it, yeah.
I buy it. It's a unique way for how these goblins worked and sets up the premise for what happens to Ruby and all of that.
And
which
I really like as well, like the whole like him being like, no, like learn the language, like we have to like.
Yeah.
He's looking at the rope, and she's like, you can speak rope, like.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun like callback to all the bullshit that the fucking Doctor has said in the past.
It's like, I speak baby.
I speak horse, and his name is Susan. Shut the fuck up, Matt Smith. Like.
No.
It's not your fault, man. I'm sorry.
Nah. That added a bit of charm to it, I think.
I just turns out I don't like Matt Smith's Doctor very much.
I think you need to go back and watch it.
I think I don't.
You're gonna have to. We're gonna talk about it on the podcast eventually.
I fucking will. Oh, because that means I have to watch Amy again, and I don't like Amy.
Sorry, Amy.
I love Rory.
Oh, Rory's the best.
I don't like Amy though. She's a terrible character.
Sorry, Amy.
Sorry, Amy. But yeah,
that's fair.
I love Karen Gillan. I think Karen Gillan gives it her all, and like I adore her as an actor and as a person. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Amy, and that's Moffat's fault more than anything. Sorry, Moffat. I do like you. I promise. Sometimes
you've done some good things.
You've done some very good things, Moffat. But yeah. Curse of the Fatal Death, for instance. Outstanding
my
episode.
favorite Doctor Who.
Honestly, probably my favorite Doctor Who episode.
Yeah.
It's banger.
Yeah, it's so good.
Any final thoughts on the episode? I feel like we've sort of covered everything.
Yeah. It didn't feel too Christmassy, but I guess no
Hey,
Christmas
one of the goblins was
ever
wearing
had.
a hat.
That's
a
true. He
Christmas
was
hat.
wearing a Santa hat, yeah.
Yep.
Nah. I think, did I talk about how like some of Shooty's lines were a bit not the best?
I don't know, dude.
I can't remember. It's been a long day. It's been a long hot day.
It's been a long like it is so hot in this room. I wanna bust this aircon unit back on.
You need to bust it open.
I can't wait to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree. There was some dialogue. I had some dialogue issues. I had some pacing issues. But like, this was a fucking great special.
Yeah.
Like, and it never bothers me that they're not very Christmassy.
Yeah,
like,
no.
It never bothers me.
It's never a big
I'm
thing.
just happy to have new Doctor Who. A new Doctor Who that is not only competent, but that is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's my biggest thing, because Doctor Who for me hasn't been either of those things for quite a while.
Yeah.
Save the odd moment or the odd thing.
It's good to see a good Doctor. I think
Freddie Highmore, yeah. The Good Doctor. It's a TV show with Freddie Highmore.
Yeah, okay.
I am a surgeon.
No, it's good to see a doctor that feels like the Doctor. I mean, I probably need one more episode, but Shooty does an excellent job so far. He's been really, really good.
Yeah.
His relationship with Ruby's good. I'm keen to see where that goes. Some stuff in this episode was good.
Yeah.
So I'm still excited for season 1, and I think if anything, the last three specials were really good as well.
Yeah,
so I'm still very optimistic for what's
we're on
going
a
to happen
high right now.
Yeah, we're on a good Doctor.
And yeah, absolutely agree about Shooty. He is. I've clung to him the quickest I've ever clung to a Doctor before.
Yeah, I would agree.
Other than Eccleston, perhaps.
Yeah, Eccleston he's different.
Other than Eccleston, but to me, Shooty is the Doctor, and I really hope that we break this 3-year curse and that we actually get some decent time with him.
I get a feeling he's going to be there longer because he's already said has no plans on leaving. Good. He's already done. They filmed 2 seasons, right? Or they're filming the second
they're filming.
Season.
They must be close to finishing the second one by now. But they've already filmed next year's Christmas special, as well as next year's season, as well as the season for 2025. Yeah. So we're really
we're treating.
He's getting some backlog going.
Yeah, like us with this channel.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, I think. But yeah. I think he's going to be a very popular Doctor.
Absolutely.
I already really like him. But if he stays on for longer than 3 or 4 years, that's longer than Tennant ever stayed on.
It's not technically true.
Well, he was only on from 06 to 09.
Yeah, his final special
the very
was New
start
Year's
of
Day. Yeah, and then he's also come back, obviously. So, do you count that?
I don't count that. I just think of their main series.
Sure. Well, I mean, this was his main series as the 14th Doctor.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That makes him the second shortest Doctor as the 14th.
That's true. Other
than Paul McGann.
Yeah.
But Paul McGann is also the most prolific Doctor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Shooty is incredible. I hope we get a lot of time with him. I really enjoy Ruby as a companion.
Yeah.
And I hope that, even if Shooty stays on for longer than she does as a companion, I hope that her arc resolves nicely. And knowing Russell, I feel like
Russell does that pretty well. I just hope he doesn't go tread any kind of romantic ground that he did with Rose.
There were a few moments where I thought I was like, oh, is this leading to a romance? But I hope it's not.
That's what I thought when they first started meeting. And I'm still kind of questioning in my mind, why did the Doctor start seeing Ruby in the first place? And I think it's just the goblins.
It's the goblins, yeah. It's the Goblin King. It's the Goblin King.
The Mind Goblin.
He's not a myth. He's an actual thing.
But yeah, there was those moments in the club or something, or when he went and saw her.
Oh,
he saw her the first time.
Oh.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
That was a great scene.
That's a sexy man, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. I can't disagree.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've looked at a Doctor and gone,
he's probably the sexiest.
He has this energy though as well, where I'm damn, okay.
Yeah, all right. It's just charming.
I trust this man.
Yeah.
It's
just was it the yellow singlet with the kilt, and then later on that knife doctor jacket got me.
Yeah, the knife doctor. I saw it and I was like, that's a fucking Eccleston jacket.
Yeah. You're like, yes. Yeah. Finally.
Vindication.
Right, this is way of Russell being like, please come back.
Sack Russell T Davies. I love you, Eccleston.
I love you too.
What a wild time.
Do you have anything else to say? I feel like we kind of wrapped up on it.
No, I'm getting real hot and sweaty, and I don't know if it's because we're talking about Shooty Gartwa or because it's 40 degrees in this room.
Yeah, it's probably both.
It's a nice mix.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you so much for watching or listening, everyone.
Hope y'all enjoyed us talking about Doctor Who.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
There's lots of new Doctor Who.
Exactly.
Lots of new Doctor Who.
We'll probably have a new Doctor Who episode out soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see, Series 2, and then we're going to talk about Series 1.
Yeah.
Well, Season 1.
Season 1.
Series 14.
Yeah. That's in May 2024, I think.
Yeah, in May, That's coming up soon.
That's coming up real soon.
Still far away.
Yeah.
But my God, I can't wait.
We're in for a treat.
Yeah.
We dining good, finally.
We are. We're dining on some fresh babies, like the Goblin King.
A fresh baby butter.
Yep. For the baby scones.
Yeah.
That's scones. He can eat me. He makes me swoon.
The Shooty Gartwa makes you swoon.
Yeah.
Or the Goblin King.
Both, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yes, have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your night, wherever you are, whenever you are in space and time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
If this is the year 5001, hope you're enjoying it. It's a little time capsule into how humans...
I hope that the year 5000 wasn't as draining as we expect it to be.
Yeah.
Basically.
Not as hot either.
No, well, by then, the sun... Anyway, I don't spoilers. I don't want to share too much.
You like River Song.
Spoilers.
All right.
Yes.
See y'all.
Dude, don't do that. You'll mess with the camera's circuitry.
Yes, sorry. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna turn that camera off there.
Oh.
Ooh, sorry.
Oh.
We're getting a little extended there, and that one there. All right, nice. And now I'm gonna end the audio. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna phase in the outro music.
Okay. Whoa, dude, I can hear it.